All right, so we're going to start on Passeriformes IV now. This is our last group of birds that we have to worry about this semester for week 15. So that's exciting. We have a few families to get through today. I think there's about a little more than a dozen birds on this last list. And so we start with the family of Strildidae. Remember, we're still in the Passeriformes here. We had 4 weeks of Passeriformes. Um, these are the Astrildid finches. We have the Java sparrow, which is going to be our only species with a conservation status that isn't least concern in this grouping. This is Pata oryzivora, and this is an endangered species. It's endangered primarily because of persecution. It's a rice field pest, and because of that, it's susceptible to trapping and, of course, being shot, things like that. And so this is one of the big stressors on this bird. It doesn't help that its range is very, very small, as the name Java sparrow implies. It's found on Java, not even across the entirety of Java. It's in a fairly small area. It has also been captured for illegal pet trade, and it's eaten, so it's used in subsistence hunting as well. In terms of diet, it eats vegetation, particularly a couple very specific examples would be passion flower and the seeds of bamboo. We'll also eat cultivated grains such as rice, insects, and fruits. And it is found on Java in open grasslands, woodlands, residential areas, and also in cultivated fields. And is sedentary, as I think every species in this list is. We also have in this family the red-billed firefinch, Lagonosticta senegala. This is a species of least concern that primarily consumes small grass seeds. Will also eat meal from cultivated crops, such as like cornmeal. Um, there are 6 subspecies of red-billed firefinch throughout sub-Saharan Africa, except for the couple countries you see here. That's Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, and the Republic of Congo. Is a species of open grassy woodlands, primarily like with thorny acacia. Also areas of cultivation and human settlement. It is sedentary, though there are parts of the range where the species disappears for different windows of the year, and so there's definitely some seasonal, local type movements going on in different parts of the range. Fringillidae, these are the true finches. We have particularly striking species here, the Violaceous euphonia, Euphonia violacea. This is a species of least concern that is primarily frugivorous. In some parts of its range, about 97% of its diet is fruit, so almost entirely fruit. It also will eat insects, and in some parts of its range, it is known to eat snails. There are 3 subspecies of Violaceous euphonia spread throughout Brazil, the Guyanas, Venezuela, Colombia, Paraguay, and Argentina. This is a species primarily of humid lowland forests, and again is sedentary. Though when fruit is abundant in one place or another, you will get sort of local movements to those different areas of abundance. Icteridae. These are the New World blackbirds. Some pretty interesting species in this group. The crested oropendola. Soricolius decumanus is a species of least concern that eats fruit, inverts small vertebrates, in particular tree frogs, though other small verts as well, and nectar. There are 4 subspecies of crested oropendola. I apparently failed to actually put the countries in here, but you can see it's Peru, Venezuela, Colombia, the Guyanas, Brazil, Ecuador, um, and Paraguay, slightly down into Argentina there. Um, and in terms of habitat, these individuals are found on the edges and clearings of forests. They're also found in savanna and plantations that have scattered large trees, and they are sedentary. Yellow-rumped cacique, Cassicus scylla, is a species of least concern that eats insects and other arthropods as well. Also, some amount of fruits, seeds, and nectar. There are three subspecies of yellow-rumped cacique. They are found in Panama, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, and Peru, and primarily associated with humid lowland evergreen forest, and are sedentary. The Venezuelan troupial, Zicterus icterus, is a species of least concern that primarily eats fruit, also eats nectar, arthropods, small vertebrates, and will attack the eggs and young of other birds and eat them as well. There are three subspecies of Venezuelan troupial in Venezuela, Colombia, and also on some of the coastal islands, uh, Aruba and Curacao, um, and a couple others as well. This is a species in terms of habitat that likes savanna, the llanos, and dry scrub, and is sedentary. Thropids. So these are tanagers and make up the last group. This is in one of the larger groups on the tag page for Passeriformes. So we have the red-crested cardinal, Peroaria coronata, the species of least concern that eats seeds, fruits, insects, and young shoots as well. It's found in Bolivia, Paraguay, Uruguay, Brazil, and Argentina, and is generally associated with semi-open areas with shrubs and scattered trees, and usually near water, and is sedentary. The red-capped cardinal, Peroaria gularis, is a species of least concern that eats seeds, berries, and insects. There are two subspecies of red-capped cardinal found in Brazil, the Guyanas, Paraguay, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and Venezuela. And they are primarily associated with riparian thickets and are sedentary. The silver-beaked tanager, that's Ramphochelys carbo, is a species of least concern that consumes arthropods in fruit, flowers, and nectar. The silver-beaked tanager has 8 subspecies across its range, so in terms of subspecies, it's quite diverse. And it's basically found in all countries of South America, excluding Chile and Argentina. It is associated with shrub and brush and places like forest edges, riparian edges, or shrubs near human houses and things like that. And is sedentary, not sedentaries. There's an S one there. I think this PowerPoint could use a little more editing. The blue-gray tanager is Thropus episcopus. This is a species of least concern that consumes fruit, arthropods, and also nectar. There are a whopping 14 subspecies across the range of the blue-gray tanager from Mexico, Central America, Colombia, Venezuela, the Guyanas, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and Brazil. So quite the range on that species and quite the subspecies diversity. It is essentially, it likes varied habitats that are not forest habitats, though I do believe it can be found in some fairly open second growth forest situations as well. And is sedentary with local movements associated with fruit availability. The turquoise tanager, Tangara mexicana, is a species of least concern that eats fruits and arthropods. There are 4 species of turquoise tanager in Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, the Guyanas, and Brazil. And I believe our next species has a very similar distribution, uh, if it's what I think it is. The secondary growth forest is like a primary place you would find a turquoise tanager, but they're also found in other forms of semi-open forest that might not be second growth, and they are sedentary. Yeah, this species has a very, very similar situation. So the paradise tanager is Tangara chilensis, species of least concern that eats fruits and arthropods. As you can see, it is a stunningly beautiful bird. There are 4 subspecies, and the distribution is exactly the same as it was in the last species. You've got Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, the Guyanas, and Brazil. Though this species is found in tropical lowland evergreen forests and also in some secondary forests. It is sedentary, though there are some local seasonal movements with this species. And then the saffron finch is our last species for this lecture and for the semester. Cicalus flaviola. It's a species of least concern that eats seeds and arthropods. And there are 4 subspecies found essentially in every country in South America, at least a little bit, with the exception of the Guyanas. These are associated with semi-open habitats. Typically, these are habitats that are going to have scattered trees and shrubs, and they are sedentary. So that's our last birds that we have to learn about for this semester. Obviously, if you have any questions, as always, reach out to me.